Okay, so let's get this opened up and see what we have here. Decent packing. It's amazing. Doesn't matter who it is now. The Apple really upped the packing game on a lot of this stuff. Okay, we got a foam bit here. And then looks like another foam bit. Lots of stuff in here. I'm gonna open that up carefully. So what do we have in here? We have a...
Whoa.
This looks to be direct power wiring, because you can put it in your fuse prongs and that. And then we also have 12-volt power outlet, like the old cigarette lighter outlet there. And then we have a, goodness, I don't know what this is. That says 4G on it. We'll see what all this stuff does. And then we also have another thing here. Just a really long 3.5 millimeter. Okay, and then let's see the actual
TV looking thing.
Yeah, that's the unit there. It's got a double-sided tape on there to stick it to your dash, screen protector on there. And then we got, oh, there's our camera. That's our dash cam. Looks like we have on the back, it says a GPS plug. Then we have a micro SD, AV in, a type USB-C. That might be to power it. We got a power switch there. Let's see, do we have anything on this side? No. So that's going to be about it. Let's get this thing going here. I want to see how this works.
Me too.
There we are. So at first glance, I mean, it has CarPlay. It is working wirelessly through Bluetooth from my phone. It's got all my apps that I use on CarPlay. That's pretty slick so far. Now if you go home, you have all your different options on here. Sorry about the reflection there. You even have your recorder, which there's a camera mounted on the front of this, and I'm guessing while driving you can just let that run, but see, you can actually point it right where you need it to be. It's adjustable. That's kind of cool. Let's go home. Now I don't have it mounted here. It's just kind of sitting, and then it's plugged in through a 12-volt power outlet, but they do give you the kit to wire it. This kit also came with a backup camera, and I'm guessing, I mean, the way the kit looks, you can tie it into reverse and you'd have a backup camera show up on here. So far, not bad. I want to mess with this a little bit more and see if I can show you some more stuff on it. I did find that, okay, so if I go to, no, not, okay, so if I go to mobile internet, that pulls up my CarPlay. So then if I go to Sirius XM, which that's the app on here, I do have favorites. Let's see if this loads up. We'll say the Sirius XM app, it should be faster. It could be faster, but it's always been a little slow. Okay, so we hit, let's do 80s on 8. So if you heard that, that's the built-in speaker. Now what I want to figure out is if one of these will work. These are off of the power plug, and I think I can set it where I can use the audio output on here and send it to my factory radio. I'm going to mess with it and see if that's possible, because that would be cool. And my first thoughts, honestly, on this thing, without it falling there, I really was doubtful. But then part of me sitting here looking at it, like, if I go to, you know, Waze or Maps or anything, that's a pretty neat setup there. And I get it's not built in. That would be much better right down here. But some of these early, you know, 90s, mid-90s GM cars, 2000s with that din and a half, there's never anything good, which amazes me that a company hasn't made something just that perfect size to fit right there with CarPlay and everything. But This is an easier option maybe if you can figure out how to mount it without drilling holes in your dash and putting adhesive on it. So let me see if I can figure out this audio. I'll be right back. Okay, so I figured it out, and this is weird. I had to go to FM, and then here's your audio out options. Got the speaker. We've got FM, which I don't know. Let's go up, see if a station actually works while we're in here. Oh, you know what that's doing? I'll tell you what that's doing. Watch this. It's outputting through an FM transmitter. I see. If I could just read. That's kind of crazy. That's another option. But if I have my auxiliary here, let me turn this on. That's pretty cool though. And then you can also use Bluetooth from this to your car if you have Bluetooth, which I don't, but there are some cars that have Bluetooth built in. They don't have a screen or anything, and then this is something that would work for that. Very interesting. Now the other one you have on that same plug, if I don't knock it off here, it's tricky because it's not attached. I have a USB port here, which technically it'd probably allow you to plug your phone in and charge it, which is kind of cool. Oh boy. Okay. I'm imagining, I saw some options out there, and I'm imagining like a GPS holder, like a you know, a big mat type thing, like a weighted one. I've seen some other options. So I might experiment because this is kind of fun. I mean, it's pretty cool if you can't mount it completely, you know, badly to your dash where it ruins it. But how cool is that? Pick your other station here, road trip radio. That's pretty neat though. All right, let's explore some more features next. So I'm really trying to find the positives on this thing because I think it's really cool to start. I've already found a negative though, which I don't like. So as I said, you can connect your phone to this via, really it's kind of Wi-Fi / Bluetooth, one of those connections to make the CarPlay wireless, because my phone right now isn't connected to my home internet, and I just tried to and it was like it's going to disconnect it from this. Okay, so then from there you're sending your sound to this via Bluetooth, which, okay, fine, it's not the best, but I mean, we're in 2023. Bluetooth sound isn't horrible. It's not like an old, you know, FM transmitter or anything like that. It's fine. So then from there, you take this auxiliary output and I'm running it into my car stereo. Having all of this in between the phone and to the car, it doesn't sound good. So I, just to check and make sure it wasn't my phone or something weird, I did a direct connection to the car's auxiliary input, which I always use. Heck, even a tape adapter would do the same thing. But either way, going direct into the car as opposed to going through this, the sound is night and day. This is somehow doing something to the sound, messing with it, I'm not sure. And I don't know if there's a setting on here, maybe, but I'll look and see if I can fix that. But it sounds very, very tinny and very like, it sounds like my car speakers turned into miniature speakers from a 60s car. So still looking into this, still digging. Let's see what else we can find. So I will say there is a shock sensor for the recording, and there's also, let's see, I'll show you this camera back here. There it is right there on the back. Actually, there's a blue little cover on it there that's kind of ruining the look of it. Pull that off. There's some plugs on the back and things of that nature, the usual. There we go. That's a lot nicer looking. As you're running and recording, it does have a date and time stamp. Now, little gripe. I mean, SD cards are pretty cheap. Micro SD, they put like a chintzy one in almost everything you buy that, you know, is whatever, you can get it. It just has it in there. It's a no-name brand SD card. This doesn't have an SD card, so that's kind of a bummer. I went to go mess with it, and it's like, yeah, no, there's no SD card. And it'll record in 4K. So you have a very nice dash cam there going if you want that. Going back to that audio issue, I went into the settings. There's no settings that can mess with audio. Mobile link, that's the connector. CarPlay, you can, you know, change that to be where you want it. I have it full screen. Resolutions at 4K, loop recording, G sensor. That's all dash cam stuff. Car OSD, not sure what that does. Screensavers, obvious language, time, date, Wi-Fi on, off, Wi-Fi info, SD card, reset, and then version. So there's not a ton of settings to mess with on here. Like, you can't even change the background as far as I know, which again, these are minuscule little problems and things. But I will say, if you want CarPlay in your non-CarPlay car, that's not too shabby. I mean, they have one without a backup cam that's about $100. I think this one's about $150 to $180. I've seen it anywhere in that range, but $100 for a nice little add-on. It's almost like adding, I don't know how to describe that. It's reminds me of a GPS they used to have. Like, remember before our smartphones came out, and you'd stick it on your dash and you'd be good. So it's almost like a projector for your CarPlay. I wouldn't use it for audio output. And I mean, if like you're going on vacation or something in like a rental car that doesn't have CarPlay, that's a pretty cool option just to throw up on your dash. I really wish I could figure out that mount there, but I mean, overall it's not that big. And if it had a little skinnier base, you could just suction cup it anywhere. Like a suction cup base would be awesome. But you know, not too bad. I think that's pretty cool. I like that you can just pop on an app and it's right there. I mean, think about it. I have CarPlay in my C5 Corvette. Now, would I much rather have it here? Yes, 100% than that there. Because if you look, I mean, here's roughly what I'm seeing. I mean, it's kind of blocking my vision a little bit. I mean, it's a big screen. It'd be cool if you could mount it somewhere else in your car, if you had a bigger car than this. I just don't know where, but I mean, it is definitely a tacked on add-on. It almost looks like one of those Mazda radios where just the screen's up on the dash and it wasn't really built in. But I don't know, what are your thoughts on this? I'm going to post a link below to them. You can take a look at this. It's a nice little add-on feature. I think it's very functional and useful. And then you have the bonus of the dash cam on there to record. That almost makes it even smarter, I think, for a rental car. You can plop that right on your dash if you have a mounting solution, and you've got you know, it doesn't really matter necessarily what kind of radio it has. I mean, if the factory has a CarPlay built in, I definitely wouldn't use this, but it's kind of cool. I don't know. I don't dislike it. I think it's a good idea. Check them out, the Seicane unit here. I'll put a link below to them. And yeah, you can take a look and see, but I mean, pretty easy way to add CarPlay to your old car, whatever. And as I said, you won't necessarily have all these wires hanging around if you hardwire it. They give you the kit for that. This one came with a reverse camera. Not bad. I'll give it, you know, I don't know, 7 out of 10. It's got a few things missing that I wish it had, but you know, pretty slick too. So, and they make other products too, so check them out. It's kind of a, you know, not a bad little company with all the stuff they seem to have. So, all right, I'm gonna quit rambling. Thank you for watching. Click that link below. Subscribe for more. What if you've had one of these? My question to you is, what's your setup? How do you use it? Did you have that audio problem like I have? And where? How do you mount it? I mean, is everybody sticking these to their dash if you buy one? I don't know. Or do you prefer a built-in? You have two options here. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. This is JT from Rubber City Motoring. Have a good one.